Hello, 24th of April 2025. Hope this finds you well. Welcome if you're new. I just done a video for May. What does May look like? And now I'm going to do just a couple of other topics that I wanted to talk about. But I am struggling to find things to talk about now. I have to be brutally honest. So I'll do these and then, something comes up, I can read on it. But at the moment, feels like a bit of a sort of slow journey that we're on. And I guess unless I see something in the news, it's just kind of pending situation until, something big happens and I can read on it. But so I thought I'd do this one because there's a couple more things I'd like to clarify, really. My friend kindly just sent me a video on a Dr. Patrick Moore, and he apparently worked at Greenpeace. And he was saying that, where's my notes? Lost my notes now. That this, I don't know where it's gone. Okay, I can't find it, but basically the short of it was it's how they're sort of saying about C02 emissions and all of that is not as it seems, and that apparently it's better now than it ever was. And this is why people use it in greenhouses for their plants and everything. Anyway, he was an important man in Greenpeace. So he's basically debunking the path we've been on about, we must protect our planet, gases, emissions, let's all go electric, this path that we've been on that a lot of us know, that have caught wind of, that to us, it was basically to keep us from moving around, keeping us they wanted us in smart cities. So I believe they had to create a narrative in order to bring that about. And then, you wouldn't be able to travel. Only the rich could travel and stuff like that. They were going to close down a lot of airports, apparently. In fact, I'm going to find out if that was true. In fact, I'm going to pull one of these. Were they going to close down, according to their new plans, Agenda 2030 or whatever it was in, were they going to close down the airports in the future for us? Great news. So I think so. That's a hard card to determine, but it looks to me like, yeah, great news. Was their news? Was their plans? Maybe this wasn't the right pack, because sometimes it's hard. In fact, I probably should have picked up something else. I think they were going to stop us moving around to get active, you see. And I think that potentially could be that's being changed. Okay, yeah, I've asked about, were they going to close down some of the airports in the UK? Well, now it's easier with these cards actually now, because this is looking at the world, but he's not travelling because the world's in his hand, but he stays safe. So he's looking, and he used to travel, but now he can't travel. And this is the water, but he's not going anywhere. He's not crossing that water. So he's not travelling. This is a stay safe kind of card. So he's staying safe, but he's not happy about it because, look, he can't cross this sea, I should say, and he's not very happy about it. And he's got to admit defeat because that's the way it is. I do strongly believe they were going to stop. They were going to close those airports. Yeah, I think there was a surprise coming. Oh, yeah, look, now I have stress. And this is moving across water. So I really strongly believe they were going to stop travel, and that's what I've kind of heard, that they were going to close down some of the airports. Anyway, I think that's one of their plans. There were many others. So Dr. Patrick Moore, he's saying, obviously, the planet is fine with CO2. I'm going to clarify. Is that right? Is the planet fine at the moment? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now, while I would say yes, this is a victorious card, I would say confidently yes, I also wonder if they have, because this is a bit of an iffy card. It could be that it was a choice for them to choose this path because I've only got 2 cards. It could also be, to me, I just wondered if they have created waves, in effect, but also maybe done something to the seas as well. So when I say, is the planet fine, you know, has there been interference? It could be with the weather and effects, I don't know, and CO2 and everything's kind of affected. But I'm just curious with that card if it's less about us living on the planet, more about it is fine, but there has been some messing about. It's really hard to determine, and I don't even know what cards to pick up. So I'm going to try again with these. Is the planet fine from the climate change narrative? And if anything, was there... Well, I'll see what the part comes up in the cards, actually. I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it more broad. This is the environment. It's enriched. It's beautiful. It's luscious. Nature, natural. It feels very much like they wanted to evolve this story because this is like magician and it sort of activates and communicates what he wants to happen because it's magic. And so to me, is that a performance? Makes you wonder. And it's a major card. Is this what they wanted to happen? So we saw the planet differently. Because he's holding the planet right there. The planet feels very safe because this is a safety card. Okay, but did they want us to believe that wasn't the case? It makes you wonder. This could be creating drama, you see. Oh, look. And then put out a message. This is a message. Put out a message. That we had to maybe nurture our planet. This could be a new beginning for our planet. I feel like this feels tricky, and this can be a trickster card because it's magician, he performs tricks. This feels tricky that this then delivered a message that we'd have to have a new beginning, we'd have to look at things very differently. And this is to get what you want, and this is an environmental card. But I don't see anything in the past that would show me, oh, yes, the planet was in trouble. I don't see that. So maybe the 2 of Pentacles it was just a choice. And, you know, that's quite fascinating. So I should have really asked, was that, in fact, I've got healing. What I wanted to ask was it a bit of a ruse? Is a ruse the right word? If I've got it wrong, I apologise. Hoax. Recharge. 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 Oh, I said, is it one big hoax? Oh, I got affirm. Anyway, I'm not saying all of it is, but I definitely think there was a narrative for control. Okay, so now I want to go on to chemtrails. That leads me on to chemtrails. Now, obviously, most people know what chemtrails are, and I've seen videos of people admitting they were putting horrible things in the sky, chemicals and all sorts. But I always wondered, yeah, that's not good. And I always wondered if there was, I asked about this ages ago on my last channel, before it got removed. And I always felt that had been changed, or that will be changed. I don't know when. That they was now spraying better things in the air to counteract the damage from the chemtrails. So I want to ask, is that the case? Chemtrails, has that been changed? Are they now spraying better things in the air, or will that happen in the future? That could be some places are okay, some places not so much okay. Well, that's where we were at, the moon. Now, what is not great is this could be spraying. This could be a lot of, it's in the sky, it's being sort of thrown into the sky, quick, lots of things in the sky. That could be your chemtrails. They actually look like them, don't they? It's quite strange. And the situation isn't great because it's the moon. This isn't like unknown, eerie, unknown sort of journey. And the moon can be sort of hidden. And it's a different path. It's not really the path you'd expect to be on. So, an unknown journey. So this is like, could be fears as well. Feels a bit bleak. And that was where we were going, I suppose, in a way. That was kind of what they were doing. But I'm wondering now if now it's going to change. Okay. Well, that is quite exciting because the magician, I feel like it will be, if not already, it will be overrun in the future because I think this is going to happen. This could be like you manifest what you want, okay? It could be something up in the air that comes along, like literally, and changes everything. The magician could be putting something in the air to counteract maybe the damage that was done because the moon feels bleak. Okay, this feels like as well, this could be Mr. T. And this is now keeping the world safer. So is something going to be activated, communicated, or some, amazing chemicals sprayed instead to counteract the damage? Because this card feels like he's staying safe. So I think in the future, that'll stop, if it hasn't already, okay? Because the magician performs magic, which is very exciting. So I do think in the future, that will be better. So I'm just going to pull one of these. Chemtrails. Will they spray things in the air to counteract any damage? So yeah, let's wait for the magician to perform magic. Direction. Maybe they're waiting for direction, so maybe it hasn't happened yet. But it will. It does feel like it will. And the magician can take a while, but it is a major card, which is kind of good news. That hopefully something will be done. Clarity. So I don't know if it's happened. It doesn't feel like it has yet. I feel like that's to come. That's kind of yellow. That's very yellow. Maybe it's more to come positive in the future. Infuses the body. There you go. It maybe infuses the sky. Wow. Grounded. So maybe that will come to a stop. So the magician, interesting. He performs magic. See what I get here. I sometimes don't even... Aha, teach. So lessons to be learnt perhaps. Interesting. Let's try these little cards. Oops. Fortitude. Be brave and dig deep. Okay. So it looks positive in the future. And this card below says cooperation. Take the hand offered or ask. So I definitely think that they'll be working together to maybe stop that or counteract it in the future. That's good news then. Maybe even with the magician, they'll counteract the risks or the risks that were there. And the moon was basically a major card, but it's uncomfortable journey, the unknown. So it doesn't feel like it was a particularly good situation. So I'm pretty sure that, they were putting things in the sky. Right, moving on quickly. I'm going to move on to banking quickly. I went to my high street yesterday, and not only has NatWest now gone, I saw a notice that Santander Bank's going as well. So there's no banks on it, and not only that, this high street just looks grim. All the shops are just deteriorating and going, and it's just horrible now. So sad. I did always feel that in the future, the high street will come back. But it does feel like we've got a long way to go yet, because we're still under these normal governments who don't seem to want our high streets to thrive. It still feels like until that changes, we won't get a change in our high streets. But anyway, I wanted to look into these banks. So a lot of people say, oh yeah, but they're going because, they wanted to do digital banking, or the banking they wanted. I can't think of the name of it now, but they didn't want us to use cash. And people still believe that, but I don't believe that, because they're bringing cash back. The shops are bringing cash back. Tesco's bringing cash back. We have cash hubs now for the post office, banking hubs. They support cash through the banks. So if you wanted to give up cash, why is that happening? So, but with these banks closing, that's what people think. I think they're closing because we're going to be our own bankers. So I'm going to look into that. Are these banks closing on my high street because we are going to be our own bankers? You kind of forget about all of this because it hasn't happened, and it's like sometimes feels like a pipe dream. Let's see what I've got. The RV. You forget about it. Yes. This feels like, yes, this is the kind of the truth going forward. Oh, look, I've got a lovely gold coin on the bottom and a new beginning. RV. As soon as I said that, if only. Aha! It's on, this is kind of cloaked in secrecy card. It's a major card. And also use your intuition. So trust your intuition. So basically, oh my goodness me, look at that. I've forgotten about it, actually, until I asked now. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, and it's a wheel of our fortunes. Our fortunes are going to change. Look at the money. That doesn't feel like the, the digital ID one. I can't think what it's called, that what they thought we were going to have. That feels very prosperous and exciting. This is the thing. When people say, oh, there won't be an EBS, blah, blah, blah. How are you going to bring out the RV? How are you going to tell us what's been going on? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. It feels like the bricks are still being pulled out, but at some point, the system with the story of the sword in the arm will all be exposed at some point, and then everything's just going to fall. And how are you going to tell the people? So even if there was no EBS, how are you going to suddenly tell the people, oh, by the way, the banks are all shut, but you're your own banker now? And how is your government going to say that so, that's happening? They're not going to agree to it. So there's a lot of confusion for me with people saying push back. Either we're going for it or we're not, in my opinion. Are the banks closing because of the new Great Reset? And the one, where we're our own bankers and we're prosperous. I've actually forgotten what it's called. I haven't asked for so long, but look what I got. Woohoo! Golden times. Golden age. Oh, I don't know what that was meant to be. Oh, I've got two. Oh, look, 3. Power. Take hold of what you know is yours. Ah, yes, that's our money. Peace. Silence. Silence. I still wonder when people say there won't be an EBS. I can't help but wonder, what does silence tell you? Or is it that that's meant to be on the quiet? Anyway, there you go. Looks very much like the banks are shutting, and we're going to be our own bankers one day. Hopefully it's not going to be in another 10 years. But anyway, I do ramble. This video is going to be longer than I thought. So next one for the UK is interest rates on the 8th of May. Now, I always have been reading on this and always felt that there would be more money. I started reading on it last year, but then things kind of took a bit of a nosedive. They went back up, then went back down. Food's astronomical. What a joke. I need to ask about food. Absolute joke. How people feed themselves, I have no idea. It honestly, the prices I was looking at yesterday, a steak in Marks and Spencer's, what was it? Rump, £5.50. £5.50 for one. Who's got that kind of money? Just saying whether you eat meat or not. And that's just one of the prices I looked at. Anyway, interest rates. So, 8th of May. Are they going to go down again? Are we going to have, people say, yeah, but it's not good for the savers. Well, anyway, I'm just going to still ask. Interest rates, are they going up or down on the 8th of May? Because my feeling is they should go down or stay the same. They're at 4.5 right now. Oh, going to get news. So maybe that's the best I'm going to get. News. Hopefully good news. Now, is it? Now this is an is it because I'm not 100% sure, okay? But my gut feeling is, regardless of the interest rates, my gut feeling is I wonder if this is slowly petering out. The Bank of England, the way we've been banking. I just wonder with those cards. Look, I have a victory. Trust, Q, could be destiny, the one you've been waiting for, could be. It feels like a pipe dream sometimes, I have to be honest. But is this, the golden age, the RV? This is a major card. This is trust, destiny, the one you've been waiting for. And this is a victory. So is that slowly behind the scenes going to be petered out anyway? Makes me wonder. Oh, maybe we can't see it yet. Yes. I just said, is it going to be petered out? This is a surrender. Give up. Oh dear. Oh my goodness me. Changes. Now, hopefully, and they could. This is justice, and this is a renewal. Hopefully, it doesn't mean it's all going to go back up again, and then, all that kind of stuff. This was like there will still be some struggles. There could be pushback, but I can't help but feel, right? This is my gut feeling. It feels like I can't look. This is the sun. This is a major card. This is a card of prosperity and happiness. I can't help but feel in the long run, somehow that kind of system will go. It just feels that way to me. And it may not happen in May. Maybe they'll go back up. But I still feel the bigger picture with that sun is, I just don't think that feels like either more money or living in really much happier times with prosperity. And that's a major card. That's happiness. I can't help but feel somewhere along the line that system will change or go. I can't help it. I could be wrong. I'm going to pull one of these. Because this is the way we bank now. Apparently, we're not meant to be banking like that in the future. So they say. Still feels like a pipe dream though, doesn't it? Because you've got to see it actually happen. Transmutation. We are all affected by our environment. You see this? Victimization. Can't believe it. You can extinguish them. Oh my goodness. I knew you couldn't make this up. So I don't have clarity for the 8th of May. I think there'll be a better understanding. I still think it will either stay the same or I think it will go down. But I don't have clarity on that because that's not the kind of card I got. Maybe I'm not meant to know yet. I have enthusiasm. The best can be here, believe it. So look, if it doesn't happen now, however long, I think there'll come a point where things will change very much for that. I think that goes hand in hand with our banks, the mortgages, the loans, the debts and all of that. Right, I've nearly come to the end. Oh no, I haven't, because I've added another one now. Food. I asked on the community page, put it on there, on YouTube. Food is a joke. Absolute joke. Why? Why are they doing this to us? How much longer? And I did get that it would come down. Will food prices across the world come down in 2020? What are we in? 2025. Okay. It really does feel like they're just stagnating with that card at the moment and doing nothing. Is it because it's all meant to happen at the same time? I don't know. There's so many things you see that are interconnected. Okay, they've shot up. Food has shot up. Astronomically shot up with that card. Oh, wow. As if we didn't know. Food. Food. Food, food, food. It's still going to be difficult. It looks like as well at the moment, I'm afraid, there will still be some hurdles with this. I don't know why, it just feels like there's a wait, but to be honest, it feels like there doesn't really need to be, but there just is. Like it's and I think it's really difficult for families as well. I wonder if, I kind of get the feeling that they could do something about this, but they just choose not to. Like, as if we could get help, or doesn't need to be so extortionate, but I don't know why. Like, I've got yes. So, I don't know, it's just the gut feel. Oh, that's still there. The gut feeling I got with that, you know, I don't understand, but then I don't understand a lot that goes on with the economy. But there you go. So food prices, still going to have some setbacks with that, I'm afraid, for a bit longer. Eventually, balance. It'll be more balanced. Maybe more fair. I don't understand. I don't know when. Ground. See, I just can't help wonder if everything will change when it all changes. Like, as if it's going to all happen at the same time. That's just my feeling, but that's disappointing. Because food is so expensive right now. Okay, moving on quickly. What should I do? I was quickly going to do schools. And all the curriculum with the little children. Yes, that's going to come to an end. Not right now. But, yeah, I actually asked this yesterday. But my video, I had to redo this video. And that is what I got for the past. For the little children, this is your governments. And that would be the opposite of secure. So it's not secure. No security there. Okay. I think one day, at some point, this will change. This will move forward. This will change. And that will be abandoned. That curriculum will be abandoned. See? There's so many things that need to change. I don't understand how people think it's just going to be done in the newspaper every day. I don't get that. These are two major cards. Wheel of Fortune. Yes, there will be a change in the future. Very much so. But I also think And look, this is safety, so it'll be okay in the future. But I also think this is what they wanted to happen in schools. That's exactly what they wanted to happen in schools. But that curriculum looks like that will change at some point. Those little children, what they're being taught in schools. Passion. Oh my goodness. Passion isn't confined to sexual energy. Wow. Move. And I had a chariot. So good news. I think that will be gone at some point. Right. It's only because I read on that yesterday and then I thought, and I got the same card, so I wanted to show you. Finally, RFK Jr. Apparently, swords in the arms are not off the table. They are going to talk about them. They're going to look at them. Now, this is going to be the end of Big Pharma, obviously. And this is going to also be very shocking for the world. And this potentially could be the final cog that changes everything if they look into this, which I think they will. Can you imagine how this interconnects everything? If that breaks, oh yes. They're not only going to look into it, it could create... people are going to feel very passionate about it and potentially very fiery. So you know what that means. And that's why it staggers me to think that there wouldn't be an EBS, because you're going to have a lot of very passionate people going to find out what's been going on. And oh dear. Oh my goodness, yeah, the truth's coming out. The truth will come out. The truth is going to come out. I mean, that's for sure. And it's going to create... Yep, we're definitely going to get clarity. They're going to clear that up. And that is swords. That is going to be cleared up. And this is enlightenment. People are going to become enlightened. Okay, it takes time. But they're going to see, finally. The moon. Oh no, the moon is not a particularly good card when it comes to talking about health. Is all I can say. Okay, there you go. That could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Maybe this is what we've been waiting for. Maybe everything's going to line up at the same time. There you go. It's coming. Communication. Our thoughts and words have great creative power, both positive and negative, for ourselves and others. Calendula helps soothe your thoughts and words with warmth and compassion and understanding, so there is a balance between assertiveness and receptiveness in communication with others. It's going to be difficult to hear. Is that going to create waves? And is that going to create chaos? Absolutely. Is that going to create chaos? Oh, I think, yes. Yes, very much so. For families, they're going to understand, they're going to get clarity. However, I want to know, could this be the end of everything? Is this like the final, jigsaw piece? Well, I've got, yeah. It could definitely get very intense at that point. Very, very intense. Oh, dear. I have self-acceptance on the back. Oh, I've just dropped all my cards, but I also have courage. Be brave, be strong, believe. Wow. So they're going to have the courage to look at it. But it's not, it's going to open such a big can of worms. That brings down, that's very interesting actually, healing. And then hopefully there'll be healing, direction, overcoming. Oh my goodness, look at all these cards. Faith, survival. Oh, wow. Now, that's really interesting because I remember ages and ages ago when I asked about the hospitals, I got judgment. It's a major card. I got for most of our structures are going to sort of get to that point where it's so big, something has to change, or towers or judgment. So to me, if that is on the table, then that affects the hospitals, that affects the NHS, that then affects the government. Do you see what I mean? It's all interconnected. So that would, to me, is a very pivotal point when they look at that. So there you go. It could get very intense. It could create a bit of, I should say, fire energy. Fire is passion, anger, intensity, that kind of thing. So there you go. I've asked everything I can think of. I'll put this out, but let's say this is for May. I don't know if I can do any more because there's not a lot I can bring. I can just tell you what I'm getting, but obviously we're still waiting for it to happen. So I'm going to pull one more card out, each one for our future as a whole in 2025. Here we go, I've got two. Stability and joy. Didn't I not have those in the beginning? Pretty sure I did. You can read them. Joy. Sweetness of life. Fantastic. The sun is shining. Challenges and difficulties. But we're definitely getting to a harmonious state. So that's very, very exciting. I love that. 2025. Nature. Oh, let's hope it is spring. Let's hope. I've been waiting so long. Unless we're just going back to our natural way, you know, without all the control. What does 2025 look like? See, this is the thing. When people say things like there won't be an EBS and I get cards like Forget Me Not, Remembrance. Memories in the past hold the key. It's like they haven't forgotten. This is just like pending at the moment. Everlasting Daisy, Fortitude, be brave and dig deep. What else? 2025. So I can't keep doing this every month. Holding people to account. The truth comes out. Clear direction. All truths, basically. $2025. I've got freedom. I mean, look at that. Amazing. 2025 is freedom. Yes. That's wonderful. Focus on freedom. The focus is on freedom, and they're focusing on our freedom and clearing the way, and that's why I keep getting the card clearing. Clearing. Let's see if I get it now. Probably won't. I got signs. So that's pretty good. Ask. Affirm. I didn't get the word clearing though. I got decide, energy, animals, communicate, skills, lost clearing today, new beginnings, heal. This is good enough for me. Kind of says the same thing. Clearing, but then I get signs. Can you see the signs that it's clearing? We're getting help. Are we clearing? Yes, we are. I don't know what happened to the clearing card today though. It didn't appear. I've got trust. It didn't appear. I wanted it to, but a good news. Heal again. Anyway, there you go. Pretty spectacular. Have a lovely week. Thank you for watching. Could be more than a week, by the way, but there you go. Thank you for watching my video.